Yeah, everyone's just like, what do you just get up an hour earlier? What's like, and it's hard. I can't sit up here and say like I get up every day at 5:30. Yeah, some days like I'm sleeping a little bit, right? But for the most part, it's like, and then every time I do, I get up at 5:30, head down to the like Templeton Market and grab a coffee. Like I run into somebody new and I make a new contact. And guess what? A week later, they're bringing their car to the shop.
Welcome back to the Paso Robles Podcast. I'm your host, Miguel. Today, we have Jimmy Purdy, but this is the second episode where I actually have my hands free again. They're not off to the side, changing camera angles at the same time.
Like, I don't know what to do.
Usually, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I did that for some, Talladega Nights. But I got Walter. Shout out to Walter. He's helping me out. He's a co-host of Two Dads in a Pod, which eventually we'll get going again in the near future. The thing about being a dad and trying to do a podcast is we have kids, so life gets in the way. But today I have Jimmy Purdy from, he has his own show called the
Gearbox Podcast.
The Gearbox Podcast. And your business is Shifting
Gears Auto Repair, yep.
Shifting Gears Auto Repair. So,
where shift happens.
Or shift happens. That's funny. That's funny. It gets oily and everything. Wait. So today, you actually requested to be on the show because you're going to promote an event. I like to get to know people, but we'll go ahead and get the event nice and clear, loud, out of the way for Thanksgiving, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, I'll let you take over. Introduce yourself, where you're from one more time, because obviously sometimes I can.
Sure. Jimmy Purdy, Shifting Gears Auto Repair, here in Paso Robles,
California,
local. I mean, I was going to say born and raised, but I wasn't born here. So okay. I had to take that part out. But no, I graduated high school here in 2005. So I've been here for a long time. So the event coming up is Paso Robles Thanksgiving. Really cool event. Last year, they fed 1,500 people to-go meals. So it's at Centennial Park. And Centennial Park, right?
Yeah, I think that's Centennial Park.
On Nickerson Drive.
Say that one more time slowly.
On Nickerson Drive, okay. Right?
Nickerson Drive. Is it Nickerson Drive, Walter?
That's Centennial, right? Okay.
All I remember is indoor soccer and Centennial middle school dances.
That's it. There it is. Yep. Okay, we used to get down. We used to get down.
There you go.
So it turns into a full-on dining room. It's wild.
Oh,
so I've been helping the last couple of years. I'm part of the flow team, so we'll help like get the dishes out. So there's not a lot of dishes, so they come in. We got to clean them. We got to sanitize them. Put them back on the floor. So that's what I've been helping for the last couple of years. So this year, I got. I guess, what do you call it when someone like puts you up something that
nominates you?
Nominates you.
You got nominated.
I got nominated.
They saw potential.
I guess so. Now I'm in charge of the flow team this year.
Okay.
So, and then also a little bit of social media. So I'm trying to help promote the event a little bit more. It's been like 30 years that this thing's been going on.
Oh wow.
It's been a long time. So it's kind of crazy to me not more people know about it because it's totally free.
Yeah.
It's like 100%. Like if you need a Thanksgiving meal, you can go there and get fed. And it's a legit dining room. You sit down, you get a wait staff, ham, turkey, veg, greens, beans, potatoes, like all that stuff, man.
So let me paint the picture. It's not to go. It's you actually go and enjoy Thanksgiving and share a meal with everybody else.
As many refills as you want to. I mean, you can, yeah. That's honestly.
I think I know where I'm going to go.
Yeah. Between you and me, like that part, seeing the side that I was in to see all the food get scraped off in the trash can.
Damn, dude.
That bothers me a little bit, right? Yeah. Because it's like, man, save some for everybody. But it's also like, well, you're here to enjoy Thanksgiving dinner, but some people, their eyes are bigger than their stomach. So we saw a lot of people overindulge. So that's kind of sad. But it's the full dinner, the dessert, pies, lots of people that at Cider Creek Bakery. They usually give them a bunch of pies. Mm-hmm. It's all the Kirkland pies from Costco as well. So. And then they go to the Culinary Arts the week before and they cook everything. So the Culinary Arts opens up their building to allow, everything to go on. So volunteers are needed for everything from like 3 days before of like prepping everything to like the day of serving the food, cleaning the dishes, wait staff, like everything. We need volunteers across the entire board.
So this happens on Thanksgiving Day.
Yep.
And you're volunteering your time.
I do. Yes, I do every year.
Dude, thank you. That's actually kind of cool because like in my head I'm thinking it's like, man, they do the day before or 2 days before. I've seen events like that.
Yeah.
Not for food, but like just events in general.
Yeah.
But the day of, that means you're you're not canceling yours. You're gonna probably eat there too, right? Like you don't cook at home. Like because now you have a kid, so at some point they're gonna remember where daddy is, right?
Yeah, I could do it the next day too. Like we can, you know. I mean, you know how it is. We all know how the struggle is. Sometimes our holidays get put on a different day than it needs to be, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, and who cares, you know? Like, sometimes there's more important things to do than take care of yourself. So that's how I see it. And I don't know. It's a really cool event. There's a lot of positive people, a lot of good energy. It's just a lot of fun. Like, and that's the last couple of years I've been going there because it's just fun. You show up, everyone's in a good mood, everyone's jamming, we're helping, and then you go out in the dining room and see these people like. And I mean, they're not like down and out, but some people just need a little help, you know? And it's cool to see the smile and they're eating and they're having a great time and they brought their family, right? And I've been to that point where it's like, I couldn't get a Thanksgiving dinner. I don't have like the family to sit down and have dinner with. So it's kind of depressing, right? They say Valentine's Day is one of the most depressing holidays because a lot of people, you know, but like if you really think about think about Thanksgiving and Christmas when you don't have the family that everyone else does, and you're just sitting there and you're just waiting for the day to be over, right? And it's cool they can go there and they have the camaraderie of everyone and everyone's. It's just really cool.
This episode is sponsored by Western Janitor Supply. They have cleaning supplies and equipment for any workplace. Call today at 805-238-2112. They provide an extensive line of chemicals, paper products, and floor equipment. Again, that's Western Janitor Supply, located in downtown Paso Robles. This episode is sponsored by Lion Pro Flooring. Give new life to your floors with beautiful, professionally installed flooring. Whether it's hardwood, luxury vinyl, or carpet, your home deserves a quality you can feel and craftsmanship you can trust. Serving Paso Robles in all of SLO County, Lion Pro Flooring is your local expert in transforming spaces. Call or text 805-712-3710 for a free estimate today. That's 805-712-3710. Lion Pro Flooring, when quality matters. This episode is sponsored by Santos Bros Plumbing. Are you in need of a dependable and effective plumber you can trust? Look no further than Santos Bros Plumbing, your trusted local plumbers in Paso Robles, California. Call them now at 805-360-4679. That's Santos Bros Plumbing.
Yeah, so I'm sorry if I didn't catch this, but who organized it?
Dave Kudaja.
Dave
Kudaja.
Yeah, so
I'm not the best at names.
So just out of like his like volunteer work or like through his company, like who's tied into this whole thing?
It's a great question. I don't know the history that far back.
Okay,
he'd probably be the guy to get him on here and you can really dive into the.
We can phone him in. You want to call him? I'm just kidding. Just wake him up. What do you want? Yeah. Dave. Okay, thank you, Dave, for organizing this thing. 30 years. So he's been doing it for 30 years, or like he kind of took over.
From what I understand, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have a whole this is my 4th year, so that sounds like a long time, but I only volunteer for like 6 hours, so I have like 24 hours experience.
Only volunteer for 6 hours. It's still 6 hours out of your Thanksgiving day. So let me. So this is where I get weirdly curious. Is like, so you're 4 years in, the 4th year doing it. What made you do the first year?
That's a great question. I feel like if I were to look back, go in the Wayback Machine and think about that, I just didn't have anything to do, honestly. And yeah, I think at that point in time it was like, how do I, Thanksgiving Day, what am I going to sit around on the couch, watch football? I just can't do that. I'm not wired that way. I need something to do. And, I think it was Diane Eno. So on KPRL, she does the morning show before I go on Saturday. Mm-hmm. She had mentioned that. And I'm like, that sounds like a really cool event. And I'm like, how do I volunteer? Like, go to ThanksgivingForPasoRobles.com and you can volunteer. And there's all these spots. And the only spots available were the flow team for the dishes. I'm like, there was like chef, there's cook, there's like all these cool things. And I'm like, man, I want to do one of those. Those sounds pretty good. And the only spot available was I'm like, man, there's a lot of people volunteer. This must be a lot of fun, right? And that was it. That's like after that. And I showed up and I was helping at the time, Jim. So my predecessor was Jim. He's the guy that was in charge of the flow team. I took his spot over, and I'm like, you need a lot of help. There's some organization here. So instantly, I just got into like how do we maximize this? How do we like make this more efficient? We'll move this table here. We'll move this here. And it was just fun to like get it. And then everyone the volunteers. So there's only 2 hour spots. So if you volunteer, you don't have to volunteer for 6 hours. You can do like a 2-hour spot or a 4-hour spot, whatever you want to do. So people come, get them all, prepped up, volunteer, and their time was out, and then they're gone. And then I'm like, oh man! And then a new volunteer would come in and have to show them the whole thing. So it was just go, and then all of a sudden it's like 3:00, and you're like, man, that was a blast. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like a part-time job manager right there. Like you're handling shifts back to back to back. It was, right? But it's then you get customers in.
Yeah, it was, but there was no pressure, right? Yeah, because it's like you're just like, I can't really screw up, Yeah. But it's like it's so valuable, man. Like to learn how to lead people and manage people, man, what a valuable skill to just get for free. Yeah. And that's kind of how I saw it.
So are there age limits to this? Because that just brings to my, in my head, it just brings forward like younger folks can volunteer, especially without work experience. They can get some sort of experience here, especially when you're structuring that way.
Absolutely. Yeah, good point. I think it's 16. It might be 16 for the kitchen.
Yeah.
All that's on the. I'm trying to remember. It's on the website. They got it all listed, like the age restriction. Age restriction.
PasoRoblesThanksgiving.com. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Okay. Paso Thanksgiving for PasoRobles.com. Yeah.
Got it. With the number 4 or the FOR?
Man,
pop quiz.
Try both. You got a 50-50 shot.
Google it.
Yeah, Google it.
Google it. You know what? ChatGPT.
Well, it's on Instagram too. So Thanksgiving for Paso Robles. You can look it up on Instagram. I'm trying to get that page going a little bit more too, but social media's. I got a lot of social media going on, man. It's tough.
Yeah, because you got your business, you got your podcast. Now this endeavor or this side project. I mean, what else do you have going on? I'm not trying to get away from the Thanksgiving event too much right now, but like, because obviously you're here today at 8:30 in the morning on a Thursday morning, which you could have been working, because I know a lot of people drop off their cars and stuff like that early mornings, and then they're like calling you, hey, when's it gonna be ready? You talk about that on your podcast for sure, but so what else? What motivates you to keep busy like this?
Survival, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it rooted from just survival, When I started the shop, it's like it's 24/7, and most people start a business because they want more time, and then they have this concept of like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur because then I don't have to work for the man, and I don't have to work 8 to 5. I'm going to be able to choose my own hours. And like, yeah, choose your hours. You have 24 hours. Like there's no choosing your hours, right? Yeah. And then you get sucked in to the trap. I mean, I'm going to just call it a trap of being an entrepreneur, because now you have to dedicate every minute to doing that to be better than the next person, right? And learning, and like if you're not actively working on the business, then you're working in the business, and you're trying to find people, and it's just like on and on and on, and then all of a sudden the bills come, right? And you're like, I just worked 24 hours, and it's like I don't have enough money to pay rent, and now I'm trapped. Like, what do I do? Do I close up shop and walk away? Well, I've just spent the last 2 years, like I can't give up, right? So it's like, now you're stuck in this trap, and it just becomes survival, man. You just program yourself to just go every minute of the day. You should be dedicated to your craft, or like how to build it, right? And now at this point, 10 years later, it's just like my mind is wired that way. So if I get spare 10 or 15 minutes, it's like, what can I do to be productive, right? What can I do to like? And my next challenge is learning to like enjoy my daughter and like the family time, right? Like that's, now I have to like unwind some of that a little bit, which is fine. I mean, it's all learning.
Well, we're on the same boat a little bit here with I have daughters. You have a daughter and a son. Yeah. 2 daughters, 1 son.
So I'm sure you can relate to everything I'm saying.
Yeah. And I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. The 5-year-old's soon going to be 6, and you can start definitely telling she wants more like attention and stuff like that. And and you start researching those kind of things, like, okay, what can I do? Because we're obviously trying to think of what the most efficient way to hang out with our kids too, right? In the future.
Yeah.
And there's one note that it said like, 20 minutes is a good, just put your phone away 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden they're off doing something else because they're tired of you, And I'm just like, all right, 20 minutes, I'm going to time it and see if they're tired of me.
At least that, yeah.
Yeah. And, but it's one of those things where like, at some point in my head, I'm just like, I want to also show them that like dad's working hard. So like for me to unwind down, it's kind of hard, because I also need to show them like how hard of work, how much work it takes to do something.
Sure.
So how do you balance that? Like eventually she's going to be 2-3 years old, right? And she's going to be noticing, hey, where's daddy? Da-da. Like,
I think for you, like, you don't need to show, like, you're a hardworking dude. Like, you're doing things, like, you're making moves. So I don't think you need to actively do that. I think that's just going to come across naturally. Mm-hmm. And I think going back to like the survival thing and like starting out, it's like that's what you're trying to prove to your own ego that you're enough, right? And then years down the road, you just become that person, right? Like that old person died, right? Like that old Miguel 10 years ago, he no longer exists. He's dead.
Yeah,
right?
drowned him.
Yeah, now you're here.
Him.
Yeah, whatever, you know. It was a seed, and now the seed is completely gone. Now there's a tree, and the tree is Miguel.
Like a phoenix.
Yeah, you came burning through the ashes, all that stuff. So, but it's true though. Like, so you don't need that proof because it's just going to naturally come across.
Yeah, and
that's really hard because it's that imposter syndrome that comes in, right? Like you're not the person that you were, but you're still trying to be this new person that you already are, right? But then there's still 10 years from this day. So we still have to continue growing.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, it's
like at what point of the process are you going, I'm showing her, and at what point of the process are you, I'm dialing it back because I need to spend time with her, right? That's where my mind starts going. And at first it was like, okay, she's too young to realize that daddy's not home most of the time, right? For me, my childhood memories were like 5 minutes of something fun seemed like it was 2 hours because that's just how our brains work when we were kids, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But as we're older, 5 minutes of like something fun is like, oh man, I don't want to stop. Like it's just everything else is like much slower and stuff like that. And but that time already went. She's already 5. She remembers everything because I remember as a 5-year-old what I did after getting in trouble and getting put in the corner, el cinto, la chancla, all that stuff. But I didn't get abused as a kid. I'm sorry.
You want to talk about it, man? Everything's good.
This is when it gets real. But so now that my oldest is going to be 6 and my youngest is still kind of like, I don't know what's going on yet, right? But eventually she'll start remembering certain things. So now I'm like trying to balance, like, okay, definitely spend some time at least every single day if I can't. If I can't, have that conversation with the older one. Yeah. Like, hey, daddy needs to go work. When I get back, make a list of things you want to do and we'll try to knock them out or something like that, right? The youngest one, you just bring your lollipop, she's fine. Or a snack or chips or something. Don't feed your kids chips. That's unhealthy. But for you, your kid's like not even a year. It's like under 6 months, right?
6 months, yeah.
6 months? Yeah. So for you, it's like you have this opportunity to still work your butt off.
Yeah.
And she's not going to know anything about it, right? True, yeah. So for me, it's like, how do we translate that later when they get older and they don't realize how hard dad worked, right? And to me, it's like documenting. That's why I like the podcasting. And that's why I like that you're podcasting, because she's going to be able in the future hear it, because you don't have video yet, hear it and be like, oh, dad was like on the grind the whole time I was a baby.
That's true.
This episode is brought to you by Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street. Craving something delicious in Paso Robles? Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street has you covered. Enjoy tasty sandwiches, fresh salads, and smoothies like the Banana Nut Blast, my personal favorite. Kick back on the covered patio, sip on a cold beer and wine, and enjoy the easy parking. Order online for pickup or dine-in. And here's a treat. Use promo code PODCAST for $5 off your next order. That's PODCAST for $5 off your next order. Open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rad Scooter Deli. Local flavor, fast and fresh. This episode is sponsored by Valeria Noves with RE/MAX, your local real estate expert here in the Paso Robles and Central Coast. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, Valeria makes the process smooth, personal, and stress-free. She's bilingual, experienced, and ready to help. ¿Hablas español? Ella también. Call Valeria today at 805-212-6387 and let's get you a home. This episode is brought to you by the White Wave Wellness. Choose to live a healthy and fulfilling life. Wellness is more than being free from illness. It is a process of change and growth towards a mentally and physically healthy lifestyle. Reach out to Jennifer Hale to learn more about how this water can change your life.
I think about that too, and you're right. I mean, as far as like at this point in time, it's more for me. Like I'm being selfish because I want to spend time with her because I don't want to miss those stages, right? So once a month we're going camping, right? Like we make the time. Like I make sure like that night I'm home and I mean, and to go way to beginning of this conversation is I got a great staff. Like the team that we've put together, like I get it now. Good people build good businesses, and like that's why I can be here at 8:30 on a Thursday, and my phone isn't going to go off at all. And we're going to kill it today. Like we've met sales goals right for the last 3 months in a row, and right now it's October, whatever month it is.
Yeah, almost over. Yeah. October's almost over. Like yesterday was October 1st. Now it's like almost Halloween. Yeah. It's like, it's insane.
So it's typically a slow time for the auto repair industry. Okay. Yeah. And we're still killing it, right? And I'm not there, right? Yeah. Granted, there's still things I need to do for the business, sure, but I'm focused more on working on it than in it.
Yeah.
And so continuing that and working really hard to build that will continue to separate myself away. But then to go back to like, well, what do I do now? Well, I feel really guilty when I do that, right? There's a long time when I wasn't even able to take a lunch when I first started the shop. I'd go eat in the car like as fast as I could to make sure no one saw me because I felt guilty that I was taking 5 minutes to go eat food. Like that's how bad it was, right? And I still have that. So it's like when I have free time, it's really hard for me to just like, okay, I'm just going to take time for myself, right? But you know, as you get to be close to 40 years old, man, it's like burnout comes quick. Like,
it's I like to so motivation comes and goes, right? It's consistency that matters.
Yeah, discipline.
So, discipline. And for me, I know motivation for me goes more than it comes a lot. So I always tell myself like, all right, get up, do it. Get up and do it. Get up and do it. Get up and do it. And for the most part, it's worked out in the long run. But in the moment, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I waking up so early? Like I work, I used to work at Park Cinemas. Why am I up at 7 o'clock in the morning if we don't open until 2? Yeah. On most days, it's like, what am I doing? But it was one of those things where like, I told myself like, I have to get in the habit of like being up before other people in that space.
Absolutely.
And being able to take care of what I need to. Because come 12 o'clock, then my phone's blowing up. For you, come 9 o'clock back then probably was starting to blow up because people are waking up, they're leaving their cars and stuff like that. They're like, hey, I need to check in.
It doesn't happen right away. And I love what you said. Like you did it because like that's what you knew you needed to do. Mm-hmm. And I started realizing that if you just get up early, the people you meet, the people you run into, like look at the cars that are on the road at 5:30 in the morning versus the cars that are stuck in traffic at 8:30 in the morning, right? Mm-hmm. Like I love that analogy because it's like it's true. And if you get up at 5, you go to the gym, 5:30, you're heading to the shop or going to work, whatever you're going. Like look around, look at the cars. Like look how people are driving. Like people are driving with a purpose and they're driving nice cars and they're going somewhere important. 8:30, you look around and all these, it's like. Not to say anything bad about it, but we've seen it, right? The 8 o'clock traffic jam, and everyone's stressed out. Everyone's
honking. 9 to 5.
Yeah, everyone's just like, what do you just get up an hour earlier? What's like, and it's hard. I can't sit up here and say like I get up every day at 5:30. Yeah, some days like I'm sleeping in a little bit, right? But for the most part, it's like, and then every time I do, I get up at 5:30, head down to the Templeton Market and grab a coffee. Like I run into somebody new and I make a new contact. And guess what? A week later, they're bringing their car to the shop. Yeah. Like everyone talks about marketing. It's like, how do I get marketing? How do I do it? Like Google ads, SEO, local service ads. Like how do I market social media? All that. Like dude, just go out and shake some hands, man. Like,
go to the Thanksgiving event and actually get there early and meet the people who are volunteering.
Man. Like, yes. Because we're all people in the community, right?
Yeah.
And people like to do business with people that are ingrained in the community. And I hate to use that as like a sleazy marketing tactic, and that's not really like the idea. But the more times I get out in the community, the more I can help the community out. And that's how I view my business, right? Yeah. We're going to do it right. We're going to take care of you. If something goes wrong later on, like I'm going to step up and take care of you. Like no matter what, I'm like, this is my community, right? Yeah. So if I can do that, like I know like the people are going to be taken care of. But there's the possibility they go to another shop that might rip them off. So that's my passion is like, I need you here at my shop so that I know that you're taken care of.
Yeah. I mean, does it upset you? Something similar happens to me, what I'm about to ask. It happens to me, but in a podcasting sense. Do you ever get somebody goes, hey, how much does this cost? And you're like, this is how much. This is the estimate, right? And they go, all right, I'm gonna go check somewhere else. And then they either get it done somewhere else or they get like a better quote apparently. And then you're like, all right, go to them then, right? And then they come back and you have to fix the other person's problem.
Man, talk about poking the hornet's nest. We literally every morning, like we just had our morning meeting at 7:45. My office team gets there and we sit down and spend 15 minutes. And that's always the topic, right? Because we want the vehicle in the shop. and we don't charge for the inspection. If your vehicle has a problem, absolutely is now a good time to bring it in and take a look at it. No cost to you. I'll have one of my ASE certified technicians look at the vehicle and to get you full rent estimate of exactly what you need. It's no cost, right? Yeah. We need the car there so we can look at it, verify the problem, and then we can also verify the vehicle. Like, you know, they say brakes are brakes, right? No, yeah. Some trucks come in, it's like they're rusty. They're like, you never know. Yeah. So there's always something different, right? And then yes, the estimate's like, well, this is just the estimate. We don't know till the end. Yeah. So we just avoid that whole pricing thing altogether. If you need an oil change, if we need an oil change, sure, I can give you a quote for an oil change. Like, that's not a problem. Anything beyond that, it's like, look, are you wanting to do business with us? Because we 3 or 36,000 mile nationwide warranty. We hand wash every vehicle. We got free towing, concierge service, like Uber vouchers if you need to ride home. Eventually, we'll have loaners available, right? So it's like, come in and I'm going to take care of you. Like, you're going to be taken care of, right? If you don't want to do business with us, then find someone else to do business with. But like, this is the quality service that I'm offering.
Right.
And yeah, there is a cost attached to that, but like, let's not even talk about money right now. Like, do you want to fix your car or not?
Right.
And it's funny you brought that up with the podcast sense, because it's across the entire, like, everybody, right?
Yeah.
Every entrepreneur on the planet's got to deal with that question. How much? How much is it going to be?
Yeah.
And everyone focuses on that. It's just a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, if they're a little bit more, then I'll lower my prices $10. Well, guess what your competitor's going to do? You can lower $10, and it's like all of a sudden now your whole industry is being drugged down.
Yeah,
you know, rising tides raise all ships.
Right.
You know, and not to say we're gonna fix our pricing and like go around the shop. Hey, okay, so you go up $10, I'll go up $10. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying sell yourself based on your service, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs miss that. And they focus on price and they don't value themselves. They don't understand, like, Miguel's making the sacrifice to stay away from his kids to do this, right? To have this studio. Dude, like, respect this guy. Like, pay him what he's worth. And you should know what you're worth, because you're putting the investment in, and not a lot of people do that.
Yeah. And I guess the whole price is, I think, tied to people's mind because of the fact that a lot of people still work 9-to-5 jobs. So you put an hour in, you get this much. You put 2 hours in, you get this much. So for them, it's like everything's measured by hour. Everything's measured by a price.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And once I don't know. What advice would you give that person to be like, all right, think differently? How would you word it? Like, how would you spark that kind of like that light bulb in their head going, he's right. Like, my time is valuable as well. Why not pay somebody to take care of it rather than me having to go Uber all the time because my car didn't start this morning or something like that? Like, what is their time worth?
From the consumer standpoint or from the business owner standpoint?
Consumer. Let's help the consumer here.
Oh, okay. So we're educating the client. Man, everyone has something different going on, right? Yeah. But it's a great question because it's that's where we need to look into. We need to look at from the other point of view. And I look at it like this from my industry, from our shop. Someone calls in, it's not shoe shopping, right? My goal is to help the person that's stuck on the side of the road, right? They just had a funny noise with their car. The check engine light just came on. They don't know what that means, but they need to get out of town by the end of the week. Like, they need it, like, they need the car fixed. Like, that's the bottom line, right? How many times you call around for any sort of service and people don't call you back, right? Like, how frustrating is that? Right?
A little bit.
I mean, it's very frustrating. And you're just like, I'm just trying to get a price. Most of the time, you don't even know what you want to ask. If you need a landscaper, what are you going to ask a landscaper? How much is it?
Yeah.
Like,
how much is it? And you send them pictures of your yard.
Yeah, but it's like, are you going to ask, hey, do you, like, I don't even know what, like, the technical stuff is that they're going to, like, right? Do you edge the grass? Do you, like, cut the blades down to a 1/4 inch? Like, I don't know. What are their standards? Like, we don't know what their industry is. And a lot of auto shops get to that point where it's like, I'm going to tell you that my guy does technical training 3 times a week. He's the best in the biz, right? He can knock out a 3-hour job in 2 hours. Like, and you start, well, hey, do you know how an alternator works? So an alternator works, like, nobody cares about any of that stuff, right? Like, I just want my car fixed.
Yeah.
That's the target avatar. Like, that's the client I'm looking for, right? And as a consumer, you are in 2 camps. You either want your product, your whatever, your yard mode, or you want your car fixed, or whatever it is, right? So do you want me to help you with that, or you don't want me to help you with that, right? Because I'm going to answer the phone every time and say, hey, is now a good time? I can absolutely help you with that. The other side of the camp is like, well, what are you doing? And that, I think that ties into your question, right?
Yeah.
So what are you doing calling around for pricing? Like, what's your goal here? Is your goal just to get pricing so you can sit on it for a week, so you can park the car out back, so you can do the work yourself? Like, just be honest about it. Like, why are you calling right now? Like, what is it that you want to do? And I think a lot of us get like nervous in that, right? If you're in a sales position, you're like, I'm just going to call the customer out like that. Like, absolutely, man. Like, what's going on? Like, how can I help you? Because if that's what you need to do, I can help you. But if you don't want to do business with me, then you got to understand, like, everybody in the shop has got kids and they got a life and they need to also make a living. Right. And it was like, oh, you're the evil business owner, right? You're making so much money. Like, I'm here every day. Like, and I pay my people really well. Yeah. And that's what I try to put across is like everybody in the shop makes a livable wage that they're happy with, that they can buy new cars, that they can go buy a house, that they can take care of their kids, that they can take weekends off and go out and have a good time. And that's really important to me, right? And I want to have a fridge stocked full of drinks, and I want to have a cabinet full of snacks, and I want to take them out to dinner once a month and say thank you. And I can't do that without money. Right. And it was always not about, it's all about money. Like, it's all about money, but it's all about what you do with that money. Right. That really, really matters, right? You can go, make $1 million a year and go buy a yacht and then never be at the shop or never be at your business. If that's your goal, man, that's fine. I don't believe in that though, right? Yeah. What's your definition of success?
Right. Yeah. I think my definition of success would be the value or the quality of the work I do. If it's a low quality, then maybe it's not the work I should be doing. And that's where my mind goes when I ask that question is like, I'll give people an idea of what everything costs. Like I'll tell them straight up, like, hey, how much does this cost? I'm like, oh, this cost me this much. It cost me that much. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, if you need help, just tell them a text away. It's like, hey, do you think this is good? Do you think this is not good? Because I went through the trials and error of everything, right? Mm-hmm. But until I physically have to get my hands dirty on it, then I'll be like, all right, well, this is how much it's going to cost for my time. Not necessarily the parts, not necessarily all that stuff, but your time, right? Because you can find parts anywhere. They can go get a part. I'm not even going to bring that up. I'm not going to bring that part up because I don't want to give people ideas and then give you even more friction during the process.
No, it's good because you're not the only one that bring it up. I mean, it's
So hey, if I get the part, would you put it in? Yeah.
And that ties right back to what I wanted to bring up was is consumerism. Yeah. And we are so inundated with consumerism that we can look up anything on Amazon, we can look up on anything on eBay, and we can just scroll for hours to find the part that's $1 or $2 less, right? Yeah. And you start with the mindset of like, okay, what's my options here? Oh, I wouldn't mind saving a couple bucks. Let me see what that one. Oh, and that one's a little bit cheaper. And before you know it, you're at the bottom of the page, right? And you're buying something from Temu, right? So like, what are you doing, man? Yeah. Like, and what happened with like buying like American-made quality stuff? Like, I'll put Yeti on it, right? Like Yeti's super expensive, but man, if you need an ice chest and you don't ever want to buy an ice chest again, you buy a Yeti, right? Like they freaking work, man, and they last forever. But when you look at ice chests, you go to Walmart, you can get them for like $25, right? And then you look at the Yeti and it's, I don't know what they are, $300 or $400, and you're like, I'm not spending $400 on an ice chest when I can get the same exact thing for $20. That's where you stop, right? Like, hold on a second here. That's an apple compared to like an orange, right? Like it's not even in the same ballpark, right? And when you give out prices, it's like, well, what are you getting? Like, you come here, you want to use the studio, you want to like, right? What are you sacrificing? Because nobody's doing anything cheaper without sacrificing some sort of quality.
There you go. I think that's the advice I think I was looking for the client. Yeah. If you're sacrificing, it's alchemy. You're sacrificing one thing for the other, and I think that's going to happen, wherever you go, whatever you do. You go to the store and you get the generic brand of something. You get the low, like the cheaper stuff, but then all of a sudden it has lesser quality of ingredients, right?
Cheap, fast, or good. You only get two.
Cheap, fast,
if you want it cheap and fast, it ain't gonna be good, right? Yeah. Like that's how it is, right?
It's like for me, like let's say I go to like a drive-through, like Jack in the Box or something, and they get my order wrong. I'm like, oh well.
Exactly,
because I already got it cheaper and I got it fast,
right?
It makes sense.
And you're sacrificing your health, right? Like we all know this. Like if you go home and you eat good, nutritious food, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna live longer. But it's harder to do it, and now it's more expensive.
Oh yeah.
So you get cheap food, and you're not gonna feel good, but it's hunger, right? And it's like you don't have a choice. But like if you could just use that mindset with everything you're doing, right, and in your life, like in your services, and like quit Quit looking for the cheapest option because you're in that survival mode. Yeah. And again, it's really hard to do. I do the same thing, right? Like if I'm calling, like I definitely call 2 or 3 places for quotes just to get an idea of like where the baseline is, right? You just want to know that like someone's not going to charge you, $2,000 more or something like that, right? Like we want to make sure there's a baseline. Not everybody every day is looking for auto repair. And that's one of the things I tell my front office is like, we take 40 to 60 phone calls a day, right? Like, so this is natural. Like we hear the same objections. People say the same thing. It's the exact same conversation over and over and over and over, right? How much, how long, like it's everyone asks the same question. Like that's what it is. So it's easy to like negate that and like talk through it and like make them, can I bring my own parts? Yeah. Why can't I bring my own? That's another question we get all the time.
But I wanna.
I saw it on eBay for that. I saw it on Amazon for that. So we can deflect that and educate the consumer in that side. Like this is the reason why you don't want to do it. Yeah. If that's what you want to do, absolutely. But I gotta let you know, we make money on parts when we resell parts. That's why our labor is as fair as it can be. So if you want to bring your own parts, we got to up our labor to make sure that our guys can eat. Like, so it's just clear and transparent. Like that's how I have it divided up, right? And that's what they got to understand is like, it's the quality of the service that you're getting for the price. Like that's the bottom line.
Yeah. Let's shift gears a little bit. Get it? Shifting gears.
I like it.
So we were talking about like, sacrificing, right? What do you sacrifice for the other thing? When you're doing the Thanksgiving dinner for, Thanksgiving for PasoRobles.com. I'm sorry, that was really funny for me. I don't know why. .com. Anyway, there's this saying I always try to keep in mind too, because we're in human nature, we're trying to survive, right? But at the same time, what are the extra things we're doing to invest, right? And there's this one phrase I like to quote every once in a while. Is like, I invest in good karma. Whether I get paid back or not, that's up to whatever the higher power is, if there is one, right? But investing in good karma, and I think that's what you're doing, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. I feel like it's gonna, for some reason, go back around. Like that's kind of like how my mind works when I'm looking out for doing these kind of things. Yeah. Opening the door for somebody, like if you can't help them, I find who can, like it's just one of those things where like you take the extra step, like, and for what you're doing with your clients, I feel like you're doing that too. It's like being honest with them is taking that extra step instead of just going, here's the price, take it or leave it.
Like being raised right, or something. I don't know, or just being a good Paso Roblan. Like I don't know. Like we grew up in this town, right? Like it's like it's I mean still is, but it's a tight knit community, right? Like everyone kind of knows everyone, like and you don't get away with stuff like, and not to say anyone in LA or San Francisco is like, but it's so big, like it's hard to get your name out, which marketing's, but like when something bad happens, like no one really bats an eye, right? You can get away with stealing and like, I don't know that happened, right?
Yeah, you walk down LA and you see like all this homeless people like on the streets and stuff like that, and you think, and coming from a town that has like what 2, 3, 4 people that are like by first name here, it's like it's different. It's a different world in a big city,
small town vibe.
Yeah,
it still is.
Yeah, and but you're growing up here, you go to a big city, you start thinking to yourself, why aren't people taking care of these people? And that's a whole different conversation. But it's just one of those things where like, if I could choose where people are raised and then they move to, I would say raise them at least in Paso Robles. Yeah. And then move out.
Sort of small town.
And then some sort of small town. Yeah. Because you get those fundamentals. And then you take those fundamentals and you go to a bigger city or a bigger town and you just kind of like bring them with you.
Makes you understand that your words matter and your actions matter.
Absolutely.
Like that's, and to what you said about the energy, I 100% agree. There was, I don't know if it was Alex Hormozzi or who I was listening to, but they said money, I think it was Dan Martell. I was reading his book or listening to one of his podcasts, but it says money is energy, right? And you just like you said with karma, like you have a karma bank, right?
Yeah.
And you can do nice things and then you have a bank that's going to repay you back. But money's the same way, right? Money's energy. And a lot of people get really tight with their money, right? Yeah. They want to save $1. They want to save $5, $10. And I'm winning. It's like, you'll never save yourself to $1 million. Like that'll never happen, right? So you have to invest. Mm-hmm. And so by investing into good services and good local businesses, right, that money comes back. right? And they get so scared to let that money go because it's a powerful, powerful energy. But if you do, that energy comes back, and the more you put out, the more comes back.
Yeah.
And it was really, really like enlightening listening to that, because I never looked at it that way.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like the more you spend out, typically the more comes back in. Now, of course, you just can't sit on your couch and like order shit on Amazon and expect money to come back in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. But if you're like out doing the right thing and you're out putting good out there,
right?
And whether it's an investment of time or money, like if you invest into good businesses, they will invest back into you, and then that's how the circular economy keeps building, right?
Yeah.
Because the good businesses invest into each other, and like everybody just grows together, and it's just a crazy thing to think about. When you said that about energy, like I 100% agree with it.
Yeah. I like Dan Martell. I've been listening to him a lot with the AI and stuff. One of the things that I heard from Gary Vaynerchuk on Diary of CEO, he's like, what do you want to be remembered for? His answer was, he gave more than he took.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I 100% think that that's a fundamental idea that if you don't, you should have.
Yeah. Yeah, Gary Vee's like, yeah, he's got it dialed. And the dude's like a 70-year-old man in a 45-year-old body, right? Like, and it's hard to listen to what he says sometimes because it's so deep, and it's like you haven't even been around long enough to understand that, right? Like, but he's always right.
Well, yeah. Well, and I don't want to go into on a tangent on him so much, but I feel like to answer that, he says you want to learn wise things. Hang out with wise people. Like he hung out with like older people at a park playing chess.
That's true. Yeah.
So you put yourself where you want to be.
Yeah.
And you put yourself in a podcast so you can be the greatest podcaster ever. You put yourself at Thanksgiving so you can be the role model for other people.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and to go back to that, it just feels good to do good, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's hard. Like it's hard to get up early in the morning, right? But that's being good to your body. It's hard to like cook food, but that's good to yourself, right? And you start doing good things for the community. You volunteer your time, and you're like, man, it's Thanksgiving. My football game's on. I'm not going to go volunteer for that. Like, just show up 1 year. What's 1 year? Like 1 year, you're not going to watch your football game. Yeah. Right. And
it's recorded anyway.
Yeah.
You can restream it, highlights.
2 hours, man. 2 hours you can volunteer, or you can do the day before, right? There's plenty of volunteer options before that, but 2 hours of your day to just go help keep this event going every year. And once you really have to go to the dining room and see the people sitting down eating and how happy they are and the smile on their face, and like the ones that truly need it, right? Yeah. And there's some that show up. It's like it is what it is, right? It's 2%. It's 2%.
It is what it is.
It's the 2%. Yeah. And to go back to your question about like how do you get the clients to understand the business, you always have to remember like there's always going to be that 2 to 5% of people that are always going to try to take advantage of you, right? Yeah. And those are the ones you've dealt with, like, hey, can I get a price? And they're just getting a price just to get a price. That's 2%, man. Just let it go, right?
Oh yeah,
it is what it is. Like I'm not even going to worry about that. It's 2 to 5% of the people that are actually calling around that just want to waste your time. But our brains just like stick to that, right? Or like and that's like this is what everybody's doing to me. It's like no, it's not. No, it's not. There's so many good people that are taking care of you, right? And
you gotta let them.
I started getting a habit at the shop. I just call people the next day, like, hey man, I just want to make sure we exceeded all your expectations. Is there anything I can do for you? And they're like, no, you were fantastic. Thank you so much. Thanks for the call. And it's like that is for them. Like it's a marketing tactic, but it's like also kind of like for me, right? Like I'm like, because you need to hear the positivity a little bit, and we all ignore that, man. We don't take wins enough. Like, I don't know.
Well, I think you got to measure your wins, and you got to measure your wins where it's like where they're wins, right? Let me try to explain this. For me, when I used to work at the theater here in Paso, right? Let's say I had a customer unhappy. They're here with 4 kids. Their husband's not wanting to listen. He's just being on his own. You're in charge of the kids and ordering tickets and concessions, the mom, whatever, or the dad is, whatever role is in charge for that situation. If I can make that unhappy person smile at least once during that transaction, I'm probably one of the best concessions ever. Yeah. Like that's how I thought about it. Yeah. One smile, one little chuckle, one little for them to forget where they're at for a second. Yeah. And that's what I enjoy. There's plenty of times where like I notice that big tough dad that he's like, I'll go to a friend's house and you see the dad's like, oh, he's an ex-cop, blah, 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 blah. And I'll say something funny and he chuckles. And I'm like, yeah, like that's my goal. That one little moment of just like a bubble.
That's an awesome skill. That's like, you don't even realize that that's like a skill, right? Like you were like skilled in that. Like and you know what, like volunteering in places, like the Paso Thanksgiving does.
Yeah.
It helps you, it helps you learn those. It helps you learn that stuff, man.
No, yeah, for sure.
It does. And you don't realize, well, what is this going to do for me? I'm going to go volunteer my time. It's 2 hours. Like, what do I get out of it? And it's not an immediate ROI, right? Like you don't, it's not something like, oh, I feel good now, and now I'm going to go like take over the world. Like, no, it's exhausting, man. You just like donated your time for no money, right? Yeah. Like you're not going to see that for a long time, but the next time you're sitting in a grocery line, right? And someone's having a bad day or something, you just say something to, and you just become more sociable because you just showed up to this place with a group of volunteers that you've never met before, a bunch of people that are all there for free. And it's all of a sudden not about the money, right? And I said it earlier, like it's all about money. It's so nice to go somewhere where it's not about that, and it strips all that away for just a few hours, and you're just there just to be there, you know, and you're learning these new skills. You're learning like, man, that guy doesn't look like he's having a good time. It's like, we're all volunteering here, man. Like, what's going on? And like, that was for me, like that's when I started saying, I was like, it's great for leadership, and it built me up. I could go around and like get these people energized and going, right? Yeah. And then I can take that skill and go back to my shop and like utilize that, right? When I see my guys not having a good time, and I can just disassociate the fact that I'm paying them, because like as a business owner, you pay someone, you know, $100,000 a year. Yeah. I'm not going to say expect, but you expect them to be smiling and happy and like, and ready to go to work. Right. And you're like, I'm the boss. I pay you. You do what I say. I'm going to go sit on my throne, you know, and I don't want to hear anything bad about it. Right. The beatings will continue until morale improves. Right. Like it doesn't work that way, man. Like it's not how it goes, but your brain thinks that as when you get to that position. So you have to strip that away for a second and say, hold on. Hey, what's going on, man? Like, and they have a life, they have a family. Like it's not about the money at that present time. They're working 40 hours a week, right? Like it's not fun all the time.
No.
So it's just a really valuable skill that like, that's why I kept going back. I was like, this is cool. Like it's just totally different. You never volunteer your time like that. You just don't understand how you look at things differently.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. Sometimes you just have to put things in perspective.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And realize we're all here for the same purpose, and that is just to help, bottom line. You know, and then you do make like really good contacts. So if you're looking to like, if you just started a business, if you're just getting in, like if you show up there, you're gonna meet these other people that are all on the same wavelength, right? Like we're here to help, and then you just make connections, right? Like I mentioned Diane, and she does the country store on Cape Coral. That's right before I do the radio, the Gearhead radio. And so, I mean, we became friends because of that. And like, you know, like just the other day, we took Mallory over to her house and went swimming in her pool. Like, it's just, and like I never met her before, you know, right? So it's like it's just cool, man. It's just cool to see how that stuff evolves, and the relationships and the friendships that you make from an event like that. And that's what I mean. Like you don't get the immediate ROI, but like 2 years down the road, all of a sudden, like your daughter's like swimming in their pool, and you're like, this is like how the community's built. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. One of the things that because I've been listening to Dan Martell as well. One of the things he said is like, you got to, you know, if you're looking for somebody you're trying to learn from, go to where they're at. And a lot of the people who, you know, have like the deeper pockets and they're done working on the business because they've worked on it so much and now they have all this free time, they're going to fill it up with volunteering.
That's very true.
So go volunteer, sign up.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving for PasoRobbles.com. Thank you, Jimmy Purdy, so much. From Shifting Gears, and listen to the podcast Gearheads? The
Gearbox Podcast. If you're into automotive, or I get into a lot of this entrepreneur stuff too when I'm on the podcast. But that's what it is, right? It's that's business, man.
Yeah, it's business. You know, and I think that's one of the things that you have to be. A lot of people have to be okay with is talking about their business.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people try to keep it like the money. Those entrepreneurs that try to keep their business advice to themselves unless they're asked or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're not. It's wasted energy. I feel like, speaking of energy, you're spending more time, energy holding it in rather than giving it out.
Man. Damn. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. It does take energy to keep that in. Yeah, my P&Ls are, we go over them every month with all the guys. I let them, I mean, what the GP is, the net is, the total sales. Like, man, you could call me, you come down to the shop, I'll print it out for you and hand it to you. Like,
also your staff knows, like,
oh yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
100% every day.
Interesting.
We have a whole, we call it a scoreboard, right? That keeps like what cars came in, what went through, like what the GP on it is, what the net on it is, like.
Yeah.
And every month we go through and we have a team meeting and say this is what our goal was. This is where we are. So for this year we met our midway point sales for the year. So I'm taking everyone to the SEMA show in Vegas. So we'll be shut down for the first week of November, taking everyone out, flying them all out to Vegas. But it was like keeping it like every month. It was like, hey, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. And it's not like trying to push stuff that it doesn't need, but it's like, if we keep building this business together, I'm going to take care of you, right?
Yeah.
And it's not by any means by like, selling someone a bunch of tires that they don't need, right?
Right.
But it's like, you have to have goals set in place no matter what you're doing. And like I said, anybody that comes in, they want to come to the shop, like I'll show anybody the numbers. I'm not like shy about it. Like I'm not living on a yacht. Like I don't have a private jet. But if I do one day, I'm going to show you exactly how I got there, right? Like
there you go. Yeah, it's all documented. You got to be
transparent, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the Paso Robles podcast. Hopefully this helps you. Hopefully more people volunteer, not just show up for the free food.
Well, show up for the free food,
honestly, man. For me, I feel like I want to get the free food.
You should, man. Like that's all part of it too. Like if you need it, you want it, like show up and eat, check it. Like if you don't want to volunteer and you kind of want to see what it, then show up and get a plate of food, man.
Yeah.
And then maybe next year you're like, maybe I'll help this year, right? Maybe what goes around comes around, man.
I'll go for 2 servings. Yeah.
I know if you show up for 2 servings, then you'll volunteer the next year. So then I'll have you.
Yeah, like, hey, you've been here on the line already.
Well, I'm definitely gonna reach out to you too. Like I saw you eating, so next year you're on the line.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
This has been fun.
Appreciate it. Perfect.